for me.
Hey.
I think we live. Hey. What's the rest of the word you forgot to?
Yeah.
It just was.
Yeah, it just went when you said, "Oh, we live." We just wanted to praise him, for all that he has done. For blessing me. The only reason why you didn't hear that right is because I didn't have my finger in my ear. Because if I had, it would have been in the right key and it would have hit differently. But I ain't got time for that. Nevertheless, though, we still want to welcome the two of you, because it's two of us, to Story Time. Story Time. Story Time. If you don't know who I am, oh man, the two went to one. It's all right. But listen, if you don't know who I am, I'm Bonnie G, in the place to be. Hey. And like I always say, wherever the Ruach is, I kid you not, just call my name so I can tell you I am in the building. All right? She is present. And if you don't know who she is, which you should, but nevertheless, I will go ahead and reintroduce her. She's none other than Auntie Shelly on the beat. That's right. Y'all know we don't do that for ourselves. We don't. We do it for the community. Hashtag community minded. As like always, before we dive into the two harlots, we're going to go ahead and get your scriptures. We're going to go ahead and hit your scriptures first. So shalom to all of you. All right, this scripture is just Psalms 1, and I don't even want to say just because this is a power pack scripture too. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. All right. But, okay, his delight is in the Torah of Yahuwah, and in his Torah he meditates day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For Yahuwah knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked shall perish. May Yah add a blessing to the hearers and reader of his word.
Come on now.
All right, y'all know nothing about that Super Mario theme song, but nevertheless, let me tell you, if 7 on this, come on 7. Listen, for the one person that's new on story time, listen, you're gonna hear a lot of words that you ain't familiar with, and it ain't you, it's us. It's because we're reading from the Sefer Bible. Now you can buy a Sefer Bible. Listen, while we tell you that, please know that none of these proceeds go to us. It does not. But if you want to read along with us, you can. Who are we to say you can't? But what we recommend is that you don't buy it full price, okay?
Yes.
There is a storytime discount for you, all right? So go to Sefer.net, and before you put checkout, make sure you put your discount code, which is Storytime. Now, let me tell you, because we thought we was doing something. By we, I do mean me, okay? So the O in the word story is actually a 0, because, again, we thought we was doing something. But the E in the word time actually serves a real purpose, because the E is actually a 3. It serves as a reminder to going back to the covenant, because the assignment is understood, and we breaking chains, okay? Breaking chains, okay? Mentally breaking them chains, okay? Because it's only deception when we think,
Yeah.
the chains is here.
Break them chains.
We breaking chains.
Box the enemy.
Now, Auntie Shelly on the beat. But go ahead and get to them two harlots.
No. We haven't read about it. We just know it was 2.
Oh.
That I had 2 kids.
That's
so
why
I'll give you a recap.
You're right. All right. I mean, I thought you might have known a little something.
Girl, see, she's still trying.
Listen.
She's still trying. Anyway, Grandpa David left the scene.
He did.
The oldest brother, I remember his name, Adonai Yahu.
Yep, Adonai Yahu.
Just naturally thought he was going to be king. Okay, I get it. Why you would think that. Yep. But actually, Yahuwah has chosen Solomon to be king. And so Adonai Yahu threw this big old party with his brothers, but he didn't invite Solomon, he didn't invite Nathan, and he didn't invite one of the priests. So David hears about it because they were kind of snitching,
Yeah.
saying
Snitching but not snitching.
snitching,
Y'all know how we do.
they said, "Oh, we thought you knew. We thought you changed your mind.
That's what we should
We
try.
thought it was Solomon, but hey,
I mean, we don't know.
if it's him, we need you to tell us."
Right. So we can get an order.
So the oldest son, who had the party by himself and made himself king,
Yes, he did.
he was like he acted like he was on board and just didn't know, asked for forgiveness, and Solomon told him, "Okay, we cool, long as that's the truth and you don't try nothing else." The brother goes to Bathsheba, which is Solomon's mother, and asks for Abishag, which was David's, I want to say bed warmer, but it sounds a little weird. Like,
either way, it's gonna sound
I mean, that's
a little weird.
was.
But she was a bed warmer. We would tie
She
her
was
back.
a virgin. She was a virgin because he never
she
knew
stayed
her.
There.
Yes,
she stayed there.
But she still belongs to the king, and therefore now when the king passes, she still belongs to the king,
Absolutely.
who is Solomon. For him to even ask for her, he's really asking for the kingdom. He's really saying, "I'm going to take over the kingdom."
Right. Absolutely.
Because if I got the woman, I got the kingdom. Basically, that's what he was trying to do in back of Solomon. But Solomon caught on and said, "Mom, why he didn't just ask for the kingdom?"
Right. You want the kingdom as well?
So then he knew that there was treason in his heart. Solomon killed, and this is his big brother. He got to go. Treason. The same thing happened with what's his name? Was that Joab?
Joab.
Yeah.
Joab. Yeah. Joab.
Joab. He tried to do some under. David said, "No, go kill him right there." He tried to go into the tabernacle, grab holes. He's like, "No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving."
Joab, come over here. He said, "Nah, you're gonna have to kill me here."
And Solomon said, "Well, kill him right there." They were testing Solomon, basically.
Yes.
They were testing him. And so now you know he ain't playing. He ain't playing with y'all. So Yahuwah asked Solomon, "What do you want?" Whatever you want, just ask. Solomon asked for wisdom. So he got wisdom.
No, he asked for understanding. And Moshe gave him wisdom with the understanding.
Oh, okay. Is that how it went? Yeah, I know we got two things.
He got two.
And he got wealth.
Yes.
And he got wealth. So now Solomon is reigning as king. Yes. He has all this. He already went to Yah. Yah has granted him this. And now two harlots enter.
Who both had babies.
And so we are going to start with that. We're going to start with 3:16.
3:16.
So Melikim Rishon, which is just First Kings, which is really Third Kings, but in the 66 is First Kings. 3:16. That's where we at. Y'all ready?
Woo! I don't know if we need to buckle up, but since it's starting off with the harlots, I say why not? Just buckle up, okay?
Get ready.
All right, now listen, y'all, we're gonna have to learn together, okay? So Auntie Kim, help us learn together.
Kim, you know what's up.
I just said learn together.
We're here. I'm just saying, you know what's up.
I'm about to read. You tickle in her spirit. I know that. Then came there two women that were harlots.
That were harlots. This is present tense, though.
Okay, you're right.
This is not past tense.
Okay, I was just hoping for the best. Nevertheless, unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, "O Adonai, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the third day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. And this woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it." Oh, she laid on her baby. "And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me, while your handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear.
It's some
Oh,
babies switching. And then she was like, wait.
this ain't my son.
Hmm. No babies.
When I
So you
looked
can
at it,
tell that they were born really close together. So you know how newborns look.
yes,
They ain't really like developed everything,
yes,
but you still know your
your child,
child.
absolutely.
So she was like, yes,
And that's kind of messed up.
my baby.
But even when you still a child, it's not
Mhm.
your child.
Right. Your child dies, so you're gonna
So
switch
it's
it
the
up.
disregard to say, hey, well, here, I can get another one.
Yep. Let's just switch babies.
Switch babies.
They still doing that at hospitals.
Absolutely.
Baby switching, stealing babies,
Mm-hmm.
telling you your baby died.
When it has it. All right. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, when I did bear, which I did bear. And the other woman said, nah, but the living is my son, and the dead is your son. And this said, no, but the dead is your son, and the living is my son. Thus they spoke before the king.
So they having a whole argument. For
Right.
no, the living one is mine. No, he mine. No, he mine. No, he mine. No, he mine.
Okay. I remember this story. All right. And the king said, bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two and give half to the one and half to the other.
Can you imagine? He said, okay, well, basically the king said, kill the babies. It's going to be 2 dead babies.
Yep.
Cut them in half. Give her half, give her half.
Then spoke the woman who was the living child unto the king, for her heart yearned upon her son. And she said, O Adonai, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, let it be neither mine nor yours, but divided. We already know who the child is.
You already know who the mama is.
You know who the mama is.
You already know who the mama is.
I'd rather let my child be alive than to watch him get killed.
With some other mama. Okay, go ahead. Go on, keep him.
Go on and keep him. If it saved his life, you keep him. Then the king answered and said, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof.
But you know what? Even if you ain't the mama, for real,
why would you say?
You just gonna say, yeah, go ahead, kill it.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Because her son is selfish.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Selfish. You gonna get another baby killed because yours is dead.
You laid on it.
Yeah.
By accident.
That's just right. That's demonic.
That's demonic.
That's spirits. That's got child sacrifice written all over it.
28. And all Yasharel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of Elohim was in him to do the judgment. Now listen, I would have sliced the mother head. The one that, you know what?
Don't come
Since
in
you
front
agreed
of me no
so
more.
quickly to slay this baby,
maybe you should die.
Maybe you should die instead. In his
Karen,
stead.
that's like the ones that call the police. They know good and well we could die from just you calling the police.
Absolutely.
Just you calling the police.
Yep.
We could die.
We sure could.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Auntie Melly Mel, she says her speech betrayed her. Absolutely. Auntie Kim says that was Yah making his wisdom known to the people.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And everybody was like, whoa, he wise. I wouldn't even thought of that.
About that.
Yeah.
Because he knew somebody, the real mother wouldn't
real mothers, yeah, no.
All right, so chapter 4. So King Solomon was king over all Yasharel. And there was the princes which he had, Azaryahu, the son of Sadok, the priest, Eli Haref, and Akiyahu, the son of Sheusha, scribes, Yehoshaphat, the son of Akilud, the recorder, Benayahu, the son of Yahuyada, was over the host, and Sadak and Abiathar were the priests, and Azaryahu the son of Nathan, was over the officers, and Zavud, the son of Nathan, was principal officer, and the king's friend, and I and Akishar was over the household, and Adoniram, the son of Abda, was over the tribute. Y'all make sure y'all remember all of them people names, okay? All right. And Solomon was 12 officers over all Yasharel, which provided victuals or food for the kings and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That means they getting paid good, or
no, it means that these are the 12 responsible for supplying the king's food. So he chose 12, and each 12 took a month out of the year. Like this, January, February, or whatever.
Okay.
Or month 1, month 2, month 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they got paid well. All right.
Shalom,
everyone. Listen.
I'm sure they did.
And verse 8. And these are their names. Oh. Let's go. Ben Shor. That sounded a little French. Let me do that over. Ben Hor. Ben Hur. Listen, you read it. You got it. All right. Comma. In the Mount Ephraim, Ben Dekar, in Makatz, and in Sha'alibian, and Bet Shemesh, and Elon, Bet Hanan, Ben Hasid, in Arubaboth. To him pertained Succoth, and all the land of Hefer. Ben Avinadav, in all the region of Duor, which had Taphith, the daughter of Shalomah, as his woman. Ben Anah, the son of Achilud, to him pertained Ta'anak, and Megiddo, and all Bet Sha'an, which is by Sartana beneath Yisrael. From Bet Sha'an to Abel Mahola, even unto the place that is beyond Yakidni Am. Yakidni Am. That's as close as we're going to get it tonight. Ben Giver in Ramath, Gilead, to him pertain the towns of Yair, the son of Menesheshe, which are in Gilead. To him also pertain the region of Argob, which is in Bashan, 80 great cities with the walls, and brazen bars. Akinadab, the son of Iddo, had Mechanium, Ma'atz, was in Naphtali. He also took Bamath, the daughter of Shalomah, to be his woman. Ba'anah, the son of Hushai, was in Asher, and in Baaloth. Jehoshaphat, the son of Paru, in Yishakar. Shimei, the son of Elah, in Benjamin. Giver, the son of Uri, was in the country of Gilead, in the country of Sihon, king of the Amorium, and of Og, king of Bashan. And he was the only officer which was in the land. Yehuda and Yasharel were many, as the sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. Whoa. Okay, so I hope everybody got that. If you didn't, at least you read along.
At least you know it was 12 of them over the different parts of the land, and they supplied the king with his food every month.
There you go. Yehuda and, we read that. Chapter 5. And Shalomah reigned over all kingdoms from the river unto the land of the Philistines, and unto the border of Mitzrayim. They brought presents and served Shalomah all the days of his life. And Shalomah's provision for one day was 30 measure of fine flour, and 80 measure of meal, 10 fat oxen, and 20 oxen out of the pastures, and 100 sheep, beside deer and roebucks, not the game, and fallow deer, and fatted fowl. For he had dominion over all the region on this side the river, from Tepak even to Gaza, over all the kings. Let me turn this page, if you will. On this side the river. And he had peace on all the sides around him, round about him. And Yehuda and Yashar'el dwelt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Berer Sheva, all the days of Shalomah. And Shalomah had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots. Whoa. And 12,000 horsemen. And those officers provided victuals for King Shalomah and for all that came unto King Shalomah's table. Even men in his month, they lacked nothing. Barley also and straws for the horses and dromedaries,
Dromedaries. Those are
dromedaries.
camels.
Oh wow, okay. Brought they unto the place where the officers were, every man according to his charge.
So basically, they're saying Yasharel and Israel wanted for nothing. They wanted for nobody wanted for
Wow.
anything. Everybody had enough food. Everybody was looked after. Everybody was good.
Good. And Elohim gave Shalomah wisdom and understanding exceedingly much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Shalomah's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Mitzrayim. For he was wiser than all men, than Athan, the Ezra, what is that?
Ezra,
Yep, that's it. If you read it, that's how your mind perceive it. And Haman, and Calcol, and Darda, the sons of round dancing. And his fame, and you can read more about that in First Chronicles 2 and 6, but don't worry about it. We might read it. You never know. And his fame was in all the nations round about. And he spoke 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. And he spoke of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springs out of the wall. He spoke also of beasts and of fowl, and of creeping things and of fish. And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Shalomah, from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. And Hiram, king of Sur, sent his servants unto El Shalomah, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father. For Hiram was ever a lover of David. And Shalomah sent to Hiram, saying, You know how that David my father could not build a house unto the name of Yahuwah Eloheinu, for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahuwah put them under the sole of his feet. But now Yahuwah Elohai has given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurring. And behold, I purpose to build a house unto the name of Yahuwah Elohai, as Yahuwah spoke unto El David my father, saying, Your son, whom I will set upon your throne in your room, he shall build a house unto my name. Now therefore command you that they hew me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants shall be with your servants. And unto you will I give hire for your service according to all that you shall appoint. For you know that there is not among us any that can skill to hew timber like unto Sidonium. And it came to pass, when Hiram heard the words of Shalomah, that he rejoiced greatly and said, Blessed be Yahuwah this day, which has given unto David a wise son over this great people. And Hiram sent to El Shalomah, saying, I have considered the things which you sent to me for. And I will do all your desire concerning timber of cedar and concerning timber of fir. My servant shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I will convey them by the sea in floats unto the place that you shall appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there. And you shall receive them, and you shall accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. So Hiram gave Shalomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desire. And Shalomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household, and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Shalomon to Hiram year by year. And Yahuwah gave Shalomon wisdom as he promised him, and there was peace between Hiram and Shalomon, and they two cut a covenant together. And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Yasharel, and the levy was 30,000 men. And he sent them to Lebanon 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home. And Adoniram was over the levy. And Solomon had 70,000 that bore burdens, and 80,000 hewers in the mountains, besides the chief of Solomon's officers which were over the work, 3,300 which ruled over the people that wrought in the work. And the king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones, and huge stones to lay the foundation of the house. And Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders did hew them, and the stone squarers. So they prepared timber and stone to build the house.
So basically, they're getting stuff together to build the temple. But notice how first Solomon and the other king says, okay, we'll send you wood, but we need food.
Yes.
So they're sending him the wood. Solomon is sending the food. Equal exchange.
Yep.
And then the men who he has working on it, they're rotating. You work a month, but then you're at home 2 months.
Yes.
Come back 1 month, and then he had to put somebody over like the rotation.
Yes.
So they were so just so you know, you wasn't no slavery going on here. Like this is like a legit job. Can you imagine working 1 month and then having 2 months off?
Right. Listen,
I'll work there.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Pick me. Pick me.
I'll do it.
All right. Auntie Shani says bartering is a beautiful way of exchange labors for good. Absolutely. You know what? That's crazy because I actually saw this lady and I was like, listen, girl, this is so dope. She's a hairstylist. She said, if anybody got EBT, we can work out some, hit my DMs. Just don't ask for no small feed-ins.
Right.
But that's bartering, right?
Yeah, yes.
I said, girl, if I had EBT, I will go and shop. Yo, listen, let's go.
Work it out.
Work it out. It's always, listen, people got things to do. If they ain't got to worry about their hair.
Yeah. Yep.
And you got people to feed.
Yep.
Why not?
Yep. Work it out.
Work it out. I saw that post. I said, too bad I couldn't share it because she didn't have it as shareable. But that's what I'm talking about. Okay. And it came to pass in the this is chapter 6, by the way. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Yasharel were come out of the land of Mitzrayim, in the 4th year of Shalomon's reign over Yasharel, in the month of Ziv, which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of Yahuwah. And the house which King Solomon built for Yahuwah, the length thereof was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 20 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits. And the porch, before the temple of the house, 20 cubits was the length thereof, according to the breadth of the house, and 10 cubits was the breadth thereof before the house. And for the house he made windows of narrow lights. I love a good porch. Okay?
Right?
Love a good porch. And against the wall of the house he built chambers round about, against the walls of the house round about, both of the temple and of the oracle. And he made chambers round about. The nethermost chamber was 5 cubits broad, and the middle was 6 cubits broad, and the third was 7 cubits broad. For without in the wall of the house he made narrowed rest round about, that the beams should not be fastened in the walls of the house. And the house, when it was in building, was built of stone, made ready before it was brought there. So so that there was neither hammer nor axe, nor any tool of iron heard in the house while it was in building.
Mm-mm.
Wow, I wonder why that was mentioned.
Yeah, that's
Very significant.
yeah. You
I don't
making
know.
sure, make sure it's right when it get all. I want you to do when it gets to
Put
the
it
site
together.
is put it together. He's
Build a
because
great house.
remember he's basically building he's building the tabernacle, but a permanent structure instead of one that can move. Because remember the
Oh,
tabernacle is a
yes.
tent. So he's saying, I mean, and that's what they did with the tabernacle. Remember, first they built everything,
Yes.
and then once they put it together,
Yes.
hands off.
Yes.
It's sacred once it was put together. Yeah.
Let me see. That's what we do. Yes. Prefab. Prefab. Dad, you gonna have to. What does that mean?
Prefab means you make it somewhere else, and then it means just this. You build, you have it built somewhere, and then you take it to the site, and it's all measured out.
Oh.
And like that, you know, that shed we have in our backyard, it's prefab. Like they come to your yard, they measure it, ask you what you want, they build it, they get all the wood and everything, then they come into your yard and put it together.
Okay. Well, help a sister out, okay? I don't know where I was in class when I missed the term prefab.
But that's the only reason why I know what it means.
Okay, because I thought you was like fabulous, like prefabulous.
Yeah, no.
I went there. I'm glad I didn't say it out loud, but I said it. Oh well. We're gonna continue to read, Mr. Prefab. All right. Verse 8. The door for the middle chamber was in the right side of the house, and they went up with the winding stairs into the middle chamber, and out of the middle into the third. So he built the house and finished it, and covered the house with beams and boards of cedar. And then he built the chambers against all the house, 5 cubits high, and they rested on the house with timber of cedar. And the word of Yahuwah, capital W, came to El Shalomah, saying, concerning this house which you are in building, if you will walk in my statutes and execute my judgments and guard all my commandments to walk in them, then will I perform my word with you, which I spoke unto El David your father. And I will dwell among the children of Yasharel and will not forsake my people, Yasharel. Can I ask y'all a question?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, listen, Dad. Great things come from Vallejo, okay? If y'all don't see this chat. Okay. Great things come from Vallejo, and I don't need to name them, okay? But I have a real question, y'all.
Oh, I'm like, what's she talking about?
Do you all think that if we were to walk in Yah's statutes and execute his judgments and guard all his commandments to walk in them, do you think he would perform his word in you?
Well, I could take a yes.
I could take one too. All it is just for us to be obedient.
Oh, that's a hypothetical question. Okay. Yes. Yes. That's the only way he's gonna perform it. If we're obedient.
Right?
He not finna put no stamp on disobedience.
Otherwise we fall under the look and denying the power.
Yeah. Or we be doing whatever we want to do. So he'll do it.
I'm telling you. It's the only way, y'all. It's the only way. And listen, he ain't left Yasharel yet. But imagine if we were to guard and walk in all these statutes and judgments and precepts, took it on. The power. And it's, you got it. You doing what you supposed to do. You doing what you're supposed to do. You supposed to be doing. You doing it. You doing it. You know how much power that is.
Yep.
You know how much his word is being fulfilled. Woo-wee. I don't know what came out, but boy, it was a little bit of ooh-wee, but Ooh, that came out. That'd be some power. We need to get to that. I
Yes.
promise you, we need to take it serious because his word is itching. Earth is like groaning.
Groaning, yes.
Everything for us to get back,
Mm-hmm.
so they can get back.
Mm-hmm.
They in disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with us. All right, Yashara, we're gonna get back to it. My bad for my hypothetical question,
No,
but
that was
y'all know.
good. That was good.
All right, and verse 13. And I will dwell among the children of Yasharel and will not forsake my people, Yasharel. So Solomon built the house and he finished it. And he built the walls of the house within the boards of the cedar, both the floor of the house and the walls of the ceiling. And he covered them on the inside with wood, and covered the floor of the house with planks of fir. And he built 20 cubits on the side of the house, both the floor and the walls with boards of cedar. He even built them for it within, even for the oracle, even for the most holy place. And the house that is, the temple before it, capital T, was 40 cubits long. And the cedar of the house within was carved with knops and open flowers. All with cedar there was no stone seen. And the oracle he prepared in the house within to set there the ark, capital A, of the covenant of Yahuwah. And the oracle in the forepart was 20 cubits in length, and the 20 cubits in breadth, and 20 cubits in the height thereof. And he overlaid it with pure gold. And so it covered the altar, which was of the cedar. So Shalomah overlaid the house within with pure gold. And he made a partition by the chains of gold before the oracle. And he overlaid it with gold. And the whole house he overlaid with gold until he had finished all the house. Also, the whole altar that was by the oracle, he overlaid it with gold. Yes.
This place was
Beautiful. Auntie Kim says, make sure your heart is right. He will know. Absolutely. Auntie Shai says, in agreement, Gigi. Auntie Melly Mel said, imagine what the collective would look like. Talking about if we were.
Oh, if we all, yeah.
Auntie Shai says, so the walls was gold? Girl, everything.
Everything was overlaid with gold.
Beautiful. You're talking about bling bling. All right, 23. And within the oracle, he made 2 cherubim of olive trees, each 10 cubits high. And 5 cubits was the one wing of the cherub, and the 5 cubits the other wing of the cherub. From the from the uttermost part of the one wing unto the uttermost part of the other were 10 cubits. And the other cherub was 10 cubits. Both the cherubium, or the angel, right, were of one measure and one size. The height of one angel was 10 cubits, and so was it the other angel.
You could give the angels a name.
I feel like I'm jacking his name up. And he set the cherubium within the, well, I've been jacking names up all night, so I might as well be committed. All right. And he set the cherubium within the inner house, and they stretched forth the wings of the cherubium, so that the wing of the one touched the other wall, and the wing of the other cherub touched the other wall, and their wings touched one another in the midst of the house. And he overlaid the cherubium with gold, and he carved all the walls of the house round about with carved figures of cherubim and palm trees and open flowers within and without. And the floor of the house he overlaid with gold within and without. And for the entering of the oracle, he made doors of olive tree. The lintel and side posts were a fifth part of the wall. The 2 doors also were of olive tree, and he carved upon them carvings of cherubim. and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold, and spread gold upon the cherubium and upon the palm trees. So also he for the door of the temple, capital T, post olive tree, a fourth part of the wall. And the two doors were of fir tree, and the two leaves, of the one door were folding, and the two leaves of the other door were folding. And he carved thereon the cherubium and palm trees and open flowers, and covered them with gold fitted upon the carved work. And he built the inner court with 3 rows of hewn stone, and a row of cedar beams. In the 4th year was the foundation of the house of Yahuwah laid, in the month of Ziv. And in the 11th year, in the month of Bul, which is the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof. And according to all the fashion of it, so was he 7 years in building.
It took 7 years. And the reason why I wanted you to keep saying the name, the Karub, because I want you to make that connection with the Garden of Eden when he came down in the Caribbean to judge.
Yes.
And then remember we just read about with David.
Yes.
He said he rolled his Caribbean and came down.
Yes.
I want you to just keep making that connection that they're always in his presence. Because what he's doing now with making this inside of this temple, he's trying to make it look as close to Yah's throne room
as possible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those are the angels which are before him.
Gotcha.
And this angels of judgment.
Yes.
Because he comes, that's what he rides down on.
Yes.
And so I just want you to make that connection. That's why.
And that's what he asked. And well, that's what Yahweh told him too. I will give you the wisdom to judge all Yasharel.
And just notice that the things that are going in this temple are all natural things from creation, like flowers. And there's no like pictures of people. And you know what I mean? It's all natural things he's created. Even from the Cherubium, he created them.
Yes.
Yeah. So the wood, everything, the gold, all that.
I have a question. It's a real question. Why did he create the foundation last?
He didn't. They're just giving you a time. So they're saying, tell me where it is again. Okay. So in the 4th year, he's saying the foundation of the house is done, but it took them 7 years to make it. So he said it took 4 years just to do the like kind of foundation work.
Okay.
And then they put it together, and it took that long.
I was about to say,
yeah, no.
Okay, I understand. Because then this place is massive as well.
This place is massive. But remember, the foundation is the most important part.
Right.
Yeah.
So you won't.
You got to get that right, or nothing else works.
Do that in 30 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right. Chapter 7. But Solomon was building his own house 13 years, and he finished all his house. He built also the house of the forest of Lebanon. The length thereof was 100 cubits, and the breadth thereof 50 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits, upon 4 rows of cedar pillars, and with cedar beams upon the pillars. And it was covered with cedar upon the beams, that lay on 45 pillars, 15 in a row. And there was windows in 3 rows, and light was against light in 3 ranks. And all the doors and posts were square with the windows, and light was against light in the 3 ranks. And he made a porch. Come on, porch. And he made a porch of pillars. The length thereof was 50 cubits, and the breadth thereof 30 cubits. And the porch was before them, and the other pillars and the thick beam were before them. Then he made a porch for the throne, where he might judge, even the porch of judgment. And it was covered with cedar from one side of the floor to the other. And his house where he dwelt had another court within the porch, which was of like work, which was of like work.
Yeah.
Solomon made also a house for Pharaoh's daughter, whom he had taken to be his woman or wife, like unto this porch. All these were of costly stones, according to the measure of hewn stones, sawed with saws, within and without, even from the foundation unto the coping, and so on the outside towards the great court. And the foundation was of costly stones, even great stones, stones of 10 cubits, stones of 8 cubits, and above were costly stones, after the measure of huge stones and cedar. And the great court round and the great court round about was with 3 rows of huge stones, and a row of cedar beams, both for the inner court of the house of Yahuwah and for the porch of the house. I hope y'all about that. You know what I'm talking about?
Um, Remember he buried the Egyptian woman in the other scripture?
He did.
Remember he took the Egyptian wife? They told us.
Oh, he did. You're right. Never mind.
He's starting to trip.
Oh, yes, he did. My
Yeah.
bad.
But notice how these houses are built, what they're built of.
Mm-hmm.
You can't knock these houses down.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
should still be standing to this day, unless somebody has to actually take this stuff apart. They have to actually take this stuff apart,
I thought,
or it will still be standing today. So when y'all get to seeing all this was you know how sometimes you may go somewhere and they'll say things like even the wall that they claim is part of the temple. What that wall look like is made out of?
you know what? But you'll believe a good lie. Especially
And then when people start to question, they be like, well, that was the retaining wall. Okay, well then it ain't the wall to the temple.
It ain't, yeah, that ain't it. And everything was overlaid with
gold.
Yeah.
Now they did come and raid the place. Yes, they did. But I want you to think this. You don't just knock this down. You're not going to throw it away.
No.
The gold you may melt down, but all these stones and all this,
because it's costly stones.
It's somewhere. Ain't nobody threw this away. Ain't nobody burned this. Ain't nobody.
Even the wood.
Yeah, but the wood got the gold over it. Yeah. Yeah. So if this place is going to be destroyed, only y'all can destroy it.
That's what.
Ain't no enemy destroying this.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Ain't no enemy destroying this. So don't get so carried away when you go to other lands. They be like, this is this. Ask yourself, what's this made out of?
Right, because in Kings,
is it?
In the 3rd book of Kings, it says that this is made. It's supposed to be laid with gold. Where the gold at?
The real thing? Yeah. Ask yourself.
Where the Caribbean is at?
Yeah. Is this the real thing, or is this like a kind of prefab version that they put somewhere else?
Come on,
you are not about to find the original Solomon's temple.
You ain't about to trick me. I mean, he would have had I not read this.
But. Yeah. So you got the temple, because right now they describe a temple. Now they're describing Solomon's house, and then the house he built for the Egyptian.
Yes.
So just look at these buildings he's building, and just think how beautiful Jerusalem was.
It was absolutely beautiful.
I'm just saying, just think about it.
I love a good porch. All right, 13. And King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Sor. He was a widow's son of the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Sor, a worker in brass, and he was filled with wisdom and understanding and cunning to work all works in brass. And he came to King Shalomah and wrought all his work. For he cast 2 pillars of brass of 18 cubits, high apiece, and a line of 12 cubits did compass either of them about. And he made 2, that word that you see with me, of molten brass to set upon the tops of the pillars. The height of the one chapiter.
I want to say chapter.
Chapter. It is tonight. It's tonight. Listen, we might as well commit to these words. Chapter. That's going to be tonight, okay? Yeah. Whatever time it is. Was 5 cubits, and the height of the other chapter was 5 cubits, and net of the checker work, and wreath, and wreath. Wreaths is wreaths. Okay, of chain work. For the chapiters, they just like giving that to me, which were upon the top of the pillars. So that kind of is like the thing that's flat, I'm assuming. Don't give me the guess, because this is now time that I'm even guessing it with today's thing. I just want to know what it looked like. Chapiters. But I'm probably way off, because again, this is the 80th century. It ain't nothing what I'm thinking. Oh, all right. I'm going back to 17. Y'all read with me. And net of the checker work and the wreath of the chain work for the chapiters, which were upon the top of the pillars, 7 for the one chapiter, and 7 for the other chapiter. And he made the pillars in 2 rows round about upon one network.
So you know how you have a column, and at the top it might be some design. Okay. So the chapter was at the top, upper ornamental part of a column. So it's talking about the pillars.
Auntie,
so
I don't even know what this
says. The pillar has some kind of design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Auntie, you wrote you wrote that so good. She said the upper part of a column that supports the.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. But I said I didn't even know what the last ENT. You know what? Don't you start throwing words at me, ma'am. What is this? Team or no team? I'm already trying to commit to these words. Dad said the wall belongs to Antonio Fortress, a Roman officer. Oh. Yeah, Dad said and Auntie Shadi went back to say the pretty part of the top of the bottom of the pillar.
Yeah, how they decorated the top and bottom. Yeah.
See, and again, that goes back to my own experience. How what I thought in my mind had nothing, not even close to what that was. All right. Okay, we're going from 18. And he made the pillar and 2 rows round about upon the one network to cover the chapiters. Thank you all. That were upon the top. With pomegranates, that's what's making it decorated with, right? Pictures of pomegranate or whatever, however they do it. So did he for the other chapiter. And the chapiter that were upon the top of the pillars were of lily work in the porch 4 cubits. And the chapiter upon the 2 pillars had pomegranates above. Over against the belly, which was by the network, and the pomegranates were 200 in rows, round about upon the other chapiter. And he set up the pillars in the porch of the temple, capital T. And he set up the right pillar and called the name thereof Yakin. And he set up the left pillar and called the name thereof Boaz.
Okay, Boaz.
You mentioned, sir. And upon the top of the pillar was lily work. So was the work of the pillars finished.
I just still want everybody to keep in mind that the beautiful designs that were on these pillars were creations of Yah. Whereas when you see Roman pillars up here and all, it's always these ugly little idols and
babies,
demons and all that. Got horns and naked people and all that kind of stuff.
Right, with Greek flowers around them.
So basically they copied our stuff, but put they idols and stuff on them instead of we just had Yah's creation.
Yes. Beautiful. Auntie Shani says, Dad said it's all a lie. Absolutely. But it has a purpose. It helps to hold up the pillar and the building. Yep. Thank you. Verse 23. And he made a molted sea, 10 cubits from one. And why did he name it Boaz? Nevertheless, come on, y'all. And he made a molted sea, 10 cubits from one brim to the other. It was round all about. And his height was 5 cubits and a line of 30 cubits. did compass it round about. And under the brim of it round about, there were knobs compassing it, 10 in a cubit, compassing the sea round about. The knobs were cast in 2 rows. When it was cast, it stood above upon 12 oxen, 3 looking towards the north, and 3 looking towards the west, and 3 looking towards the south, and 3 looking towards the east. And the sea was set above them, above upon them, and all their hinder parts were inward. And it was a handbreadth thick, and the brim thereof was wrought like the brim of a cup.
Boaz means strength.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Let's see what the name is. Probably something similar.
With the, and that's gonna hold the. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. And it was a handbreadth thick, and the brim thereof was wrought like the brim of a cup, with flowers of lilies, and it contained 2,000 baths. Again, things of nature, creation.
Yes.
And he made 10 bases of brass. 4 cubits was the length of one bath, and base. I'm sorry, was the length of one base, and 4 cubits the breadth thereof, and 3 cubits height of it. And the work of the basis was on this manner. They had borders, and the borders were between the ledges. And on the borders that were between the ledges were, lions, oxen, and cherubium. And upon the ledges there was a base above. And beneath the lions and oxen were certain additions made of thin work. And every base had 4 brazen wheels and plates of brass, and the 4 corners thereof had undersetters. Under the lever were undersetters molted at the side of every addition. 31. And the mouth of it within the chapiter and above was a cubit, but the mouth thereof was round after the work of the base, a cubit and a half. And also upon the mouth of it were gravings with their borders, 4 square, not round.
Okay, wait, are you at 32?
32. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your king means will establish. So
will establish strength. Come on. Yes. Auntie Shani, she says, let's go to Auntie Linda first. Just to think, we'll see all of this in that day. Hallelujah. Amen. And then Auntie Shani says, you are so on it, Shelly. They took their architectural cues from Yahuwah's blueprint for his tabernacle / temple. Absolutely. You don't have to drink that smoothie right now.
Sorry. Only you knew what it was.
I know. I'm a little. I drunk mine already.
She tripping.
But my husband's is right there calling my name. But it's his, not mine. But we won. Nevertheless, let's go. I play too much, I know. 32. And under the borders were 4 wheels, and the axle trees of the wheels were joined to the base. And the height of a wheel was a cubit and a half a cubit. And the work of the wheels was like the work of a chariot wheel. Their axle trees and their naves and their felloes and their spokes were all molten. And there was 4 undersetters to the 4 corners of one base. Come on, corners. And the undersetters were of the very base itself. And in the top of the base there was a round compass of half a cubit high. And on the top of the base the ledges thereof and the borders thereof were of the same. For on the plate of the ledges thereof and on the borders thereof he graved cherubims, lions, and palm trees, according to the proportion of everyone, and additions round about. After this manner, the 10 bases, all of them had 1 casting, 1 measure, and 1 size. Wow. Come on, alignment. Then made he 10 levers of brass. 1 lever contained 40 baths, And every lever was 4 cubits, and upon every one of the 10 bases was one lever. And he put 5 bases on the right side of the house, and 5 on the left side of the house. And he set the sea on the right side of the house, eastward, over against the south. Now listen, let me go to Lowe's really quick. Remember in the
order?
No, ma'am. Remember in, if I move my fingers, maybe I'll get it quick. Cave of Treasures. And remember when Adam got kicked out and he was trying to get back into the garden, and he made his way around the sea, and they said, "Oh no, you can't go there, because if you smell the sea, then you're gonna get back into, what was it?
Something about him being
back into something about
something, but you can't even smell it until Mashiach comes out.
Right,
remember that?
Right.
Because
it was the same way facing it. In that sea was facing this eastward. If I'm not mistaken, the sea from way back then was facing this same way. You know, sometimes Lowe's be open all night. Okay,
yeah,
you
might be right though.
We be climbing ladders. Okay, we be reaching.
I think it was on the east.
I think it was right.
Yeah,
and so he's. And then again, you brought back the Keruvium when he came to judge. So everything is going back to creation and from when he started everything. It's like a little memorial towards it. You know what, Auntie Shani? I don't know if you want to get kicked out of story time, but stop putting people focus on other stuff.
What's she?
She just listen. We're not there yet. Okay, I don't even have the same time. Y'all got the same time. We got different time right now.
Well, okay. Is she telling stuff?
She bringing people focus on when they shouldn't be focused on right now. We're talking about going to Lowe's and climbing and sharing thoughts. Okay, nobody's talking about slipping and falling and hanging on to something. We don't want your attention right there. We in the building. We're in the building. Okay, we're sitting here admiring the work of Yahuwah. Okay, what he gave Solomon. That's all we doing together. All we doing. Now press a 1 if you agree. Press a 2 if you don't. Press 3 if you like me to repeat all of that again.
No, we don't want you to repeat all that again.
Okay, I'm just saying. We just here. We're here. All right. We was taking everything back to the creation. We was pointing things to the creation. And here you go talking about there goes a cliff. Why?
Oh, she trying to find it.
Why would you do that?
She trying to announce the cliff.
Why would you announce something that ain't happened just yet, but yet it happened? Why would you do that? Why would you say, "Hey y'all, a cliff is coming"? Now everybody went, "Hmm?"
Yeah, you wrong for that, Shani.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm gonna have to put you on youth story time arrest for one day.
Come on, man. Now I gotta do you like Lobo. So now instead of 7:03, I gotta cliff you at 6:37. Cause y'all pointing out.
The Shani messed it up for everybody.
Auntie Shani messed it up, y'all. Now y'all gotta get cliffed at 6:43. Okay, random numbers. All right, you didn't got cliffed, and now it was a whole. What's your number?
Yeah, you getting it for that one.
You know what? You was on story time. You a part of story time.
You know the rules.
You know the rules. You're not supposed to mention the cliffs. I was trying to find a place to cliff you. And then you just
threw it out there.
You just threw it out there. And everybody attention looking at the cliff. Lolo said, "Don't bring me into this."
Lolo said, "I've been stopped."
Listen, Auntie Linda said, "All it takes is 1." That's it.
We gonna meet you in the
This is for you, Auntie Shani. Look, Auntie Shani. That's you. That's it.
We meet you after school in the schoolyard. We gonna jump you.
Listen, I think I got somewhere to go tomorrow. Is it anywhere close to her house? Is it 20 minutes away? Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh.
Violation.
Not the one that's on story time. That no.
No better.
Now that could have came from D Wayne or something, you know.
Anybody.
It could have came from Auntie Kim with the clip, but not just you. Not
Unacceptable.
Just you. Auntie, close that book. Now I don't even know where we at. You didn't cliff me.
Where I think we at.
You didn't cliff me. You did the cliff tonight. Where we at? I don't even know. We don't even know.
But I got an idea, but that's about it.
I don't even have an idea because I was at Lowe's trying to tie it to creation.
Well, maybe no.
To the Cave of Treasures.
I was gonna try to help her, but no, I'm not. I'm not even gonna help her.
I was trying to tie the east wind to the Cave of Treasures.
He saw it?
He saw it, yes. Because Adam couldn't get there, but here she
couldn't
goes.
Get there, right?
Talking about a cliff. Not in tying the Cave of Treasures. My y'all today, tomorrow, forevermore. Story time is over. Auntie Shani then cliffed us tonight. All right. Well, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and tell Auntie Shani thank you. Because
Shani, go out to the backyard, get your switch, baby. Pick the switch off the tree.
She said all the Cubans and then Lowe's. Listen, maybe you said, it's time for her to get out that store. Cliff. Listen, we enjoyed your cliff tonight, all right? We enjoyed it. You keep on cliffing us. Don't you do it. Don't cliff us. Because then story time gonna start at 6 and then story time gonna end at 6:13.
Right? Got a clip.
And I can't waste your gas.
Hey, if it'll get her back, I'm good.
We clipping at 6:07 tomorrow. All right, y'all. We love y'all. I'm glad that you all had a good. I hope it tickled y'all's spirit. It certainly tickled mine. Let me see. Ending on a half a punch. Oh, well, listen. Well, Auntie, it would have been half anything because you know.
Talk to Shani.
Auntie Shani clipped us tonight. Dang it. I had an idea. I was trying to find it. But Auntie Shani said, I got it.
I'ma do
it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, 6:05. But nevertheless, bear with us. We try to make it at 6, but life be lifing. You know, life be lifing sometimes. So we be getting here. All right. With that being said, we'll see you all tomorrow at story time. That's it.
Shalom.
I've been thrown under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You've been tied to the railroad tracks.
Right. Listen.
Forget about
you had to go through like how Lolo did. Lolo was always, it's a cliff coming, and she get it right when I found a perfect spot to put the cliff. She
tied you to the railroad tracks. Forget the bus.
Listen, BB, okay, Class D license. Do you gotta have a class C?
I don't know.
Class B license. Whatever license you gotta get. We didn't drove this bus, okay? Get in, okay? Get your bus pass. All right, nevertheless, y'all, for real, we'll see you. We love y'all. It's been fun building the house with Solomon. Shalom, family. I'm calling her.
She getting a whoop. Like for